Yeah, I think we're all very happy with these two selections, and obviously we kind of knew Celebrini where he was going to go, but with Dickinson, I think that our guys are very excited about getting him in that spot, and obviously a big kid and a defenseman that was kind of a hole that we need to fill.
Did you expect William and Dickinson to kind of be available there at 11? I know shock amongst this media group.
I just coach the team. I leave that up to Mike and his staff of putting their board together and trusting them, and I just know they're very, very excited.
What do you like about Dickinson? What's the reason why you guys went with him?
Yeah, I think he's a big defenseman that can skate. He can play, both sides of the puck, offense, defense. He defends really well in a league where it takes some defensemen to learn how to play. And I think he's a guy that has got leadership qualities. He's a big kid, strong, physical. I think everyone's really excited to have him. I've had a couple coaches in the OHL already text me and said how good he is, and you're gonna love him. So this is a big day in the franchise's history for sure.
Assuming you're on the floor the whole time, can you kind of just describe that excitement though as the pick is getting to number 11, and maybe guys are not maybe guys are falling to you guys, like just the excitement from the scouts and whatnot?
Yeah, I'm kind of more observing that. The scouts, this is their Stanley Cup. This is what they work for, all those days in the road, the hours traveling, the nights away from your family. So this is an exciting time for the scouts, more so than the coaching staff and whatnot. So, but it's interesting to see from that perspective, and I think they do a hell of a job.
And obviously, Macklin's decision to go pro or not, that's not related to you, but just having seen him play, that sort of thing, just what do you think of his game? Do you think that he might be NHL ready at this point?
Yeah, I think whatever decision he makes and his family makes has got to be what's best for him and his development. And I'm sure Mike and then his family will talk, and his agents and whatnot. And I've watched him play. I think he's going to be a really good player. He'll tell us when he's ready to come out and play, and Mike will talk to the family. But he's obviously a special, unique player, but probably more importantly, he's a special person, and that's what we're excited about.
I'm not sure if you know, but do you believe that both Sam and Macklin will be at Dev Camp?
I am not sure. I have not heard.
Ryan, do you get involved in that process at all, just as far as talking to Macklin and just getting a sense of where his head's at?
Macklin and I have had just a brief conversation after he was drafted. We did not talk before the draft at all. I've obviously watched him on film. I know the coaches at BU pretty well, so I've talked to them quite a bit, and just more about his character and how it's through the roof, and how he's in a culture and drive our culture, and he's an ultra competitive person, which I love and which we need. So we're excited.
But like down the road, like over the next couple of weeks or something, you maybe talk with Macklin.
I'm sure we'll sit down here. Hopefully, I'd like to in the coming days and just chat with him and get to know him a little bit. That's what I do with all of our players, and just get to know him on a human element.
How important is it for the organization just to have someone in the pipeline like Dickinson who could quarterback your power play and just have that sort of offensive threat in the back end?
Yeah, it's huge. These big sized defensemen that skate like him, that are built like him, are hard to find. Extremely difficult to find. You see how important it is in the National Hockey League playoffs with the Ekblads and the Forslings and those guys that defend really well. You have to be able to play defense to win in the National Hockey League, and he can do that.
Where are you at right now with your your coaching staff, and how do you feel about some of these work?
Yeah, we're close. I think we're really close to adding some coaches here, probably in the coming days. Mike and I got to continue to sit down and talk through it, but I would say we're pretty close.
Do you know if anyone's going to be back from last year? You mentioned Thomas being a guy you kind of wanted to have back. Is he on board for the next season?
Yeah, Spearsy is coming back. Nick and Cody is coming back, and we're still working through the others.
Do you have any idea, like last year I know John McCarthy ran development camp, is this something that you were going to take over, or is that not even thought about right now?
Not even really thought about it. I think they've already, before I took the job, they'd already planned it all out, so I think Johnny and his staff will take care of it. But I will be there and excited to to see these prospects, see the guys even that we drafted the last couple of years and see how they've developed. It's going to be an important camp for these guys, and for me to get to know them and them to get to know me, so it's going to be exciting for a few days here.
There's a report that Luke Cunnin has been re-signed by the Sharks. Not official yet, but you were in the room last year. Just what does Luke bring in terms of in the room and on the ice?
He's an unbelievable human being. He's a great leader. He's a character guy that I think these young players can watch and how he prepares and how he is a pro. You guys have watched him and how much he gives every single night. He's competitive. I can't say enough good things about Luke Cunnin. We need more Luke Cunnins. Just the way what he brings to the table on the ice and off the ice. He sticks up for teammates. He plays the right way. So, hopefully we have him in our locker room and in our leadership group.
And the three guys cut in that same cloth that you guys have already acquired: Barkley, Gaudreau, Delandria, and Grundstrom. What can you tell us about them? What you know about them?
I think Mike's done a really good job of adding those pieces. They're obviously high character players that have won. I'm very familiar with Delandria when I coached him in the American League. I think he's a guy that plays 200 feet. He knows what he is. He's going to slide really nicely into that role, and he's smart player. He's physical. He's competitive. Same with Barkley. He's competitive. He's won obviously Stanley Cups. He's a winner. He's going to be a leader. He's going to be a really big piece for our team. He's going to be a big piece for me to lean on. He's a guy that's been around and has won at this level. So we have some really good pieces that Mike has added. And Grundstrom, I'm actually really familiar with him playing in LA and even back when he was with Toronto in the American Hockey League. Really liked him. Again, another competitive guy that's got some tenacity to him. He's got some speed, and I think there's some potential we could probably untap, in my belief. But we'll take it day by day. But I think the pieces that we've gotten, if you can see, they're character players, and they're ultra competitive, and that's what we need.
Have you spoken with Barkley at all?
We haven't talked, face to face or over the phone yet, but we're going to start communicating here in the next few days, and we'll go from there.
From a personal perspective, obviously you just brought on, now you're here, and it's been your dream to be an NHL head coach. Take me through your experience here. Obviously, a crazy atmosphere here in the Sphere. Just from a personal perspective, how cool is it for you to be the head coach and do this for the first time? Like, looking back on it, is this something you can look back and remember for the rest of your life?
Yeah, for sure. I think this is a very cool experience for every fan here in this environment. But yeah, it probably has hit home a little bit now that the first overall pick is Macklin, and we've got the second selection, and today's not about me and my feelings. It's about these players, and not just the players that we draft, but the players that are getting drafted by other teams. This is a lifelong memory that families will really look back at. I remember when I was at the draft with my brother in Ottawa and he got drafted. It's a very moment that you cherish with your family. So I think that's what I said to Macklin is enjoy this. This is a really cool experience. It's a lot, but it's something you look back for the rest of your life.
Development camp next week. What do you want to see from these guys when they show up? And not just this year's crop of picks, but last year's guys, maybe get to know a little bit as well.
Probably just see how they've improved. And a lot of it, it's tough. It's 3 days on the ice, and there's not going to be a whole lot of me zeroing in on some of these players. It's more me getting to know them at a personal level, and to kind of observe and how they are day to day. How are they in the gym? How are they with the trainers? How are they treating people in our facility? That's what I want to see, because we need some high character people to turn this thing around. So I'm looking for those types of things. Is there a water bottle on the floor? They walk by it or they pick it up. Those are the little things that I'll observe, and so we have the right people in our building. And then as a hockey player, we'll worry about that down the road.
All right.
Good.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, Borzy. I'm gonna grab you.